So I gotta recopy that link. Hello, TVPG. You got in here very quickly. Oh my goodness. This music's so fun. I honestly would just sit here and idle. Okay. We have a bit more. We're getting through it though. We are certainly getting through it. And not at a bad pace either. I'm quite proud. It is a very good song. It's so catchy. I adore it. I like that it changes too. It's very fun. It does. It really does fit the tone of the event. It feels like a train on a track, slowly moving. Oh. I wish it played during the event, like actual levels too, but then I would literally not read. Ugh. What happened? It's all the empty bottles on the floor. Odd. Why was I even sleeping here? Rosalind, you're a good kid. Ark a toast, you disgrace. Dad? What did you wake me for? Can an old man nap in peace? Oh, hold on, Dad, when did you get home? Why didn't you let me know you were coming? What happened yesterday? How'd we end up sleeping on the floor? Quit your yapping, it's giving me a headache. Sir Master, I'm so glad you're both finally awake. Ulo, what happened here? The two of you got drunk and didn't want to stop drinking, and our efforts to convince you to return to your rooms to sleep were in vain. I could only feed 2 more batches of firewood to the furnace so it wouldn't get too cold in here. Sir, do you not remember what happened yesterday? Wait, let me think. Yesterday... I remember I was to prepare for the banquet to celebrate the completion of Yorander's statue. The scientist asked me to select the best drinks your egg has to offer, so I was tasting them one by one. And then after that, I don't remember much. Of course you don't. You were so drunk you couldn't tell people apart and even tried to toast to a pillar when hugging it. At your age, what an embarrassment. Enough, Dad. They're not doing it for the scientist, for your egg. Gulo's still here, so you can ease up on the scolding before I lose any more respect. I always taught you respect is something you earn on your own, so why ask me to leave any for you? Forget it, I'll bicker with you no longer. Gulo, where's Rosalind? She went up to the mountain first thing in the morning, Master. What? She woke up early when both of you were still sleeping. And then she said to let you sleep a while longer. I thought the same, so I didn't wake you. I guess it's fine for her to just leave like that. Perhaps this was Yorander's plan for the Power Roaches. They met, they didn't realize. So I guess it was not meant to be indeed. What are you riddling about now, Dad? I vaguely remember a young girl coming here yesterday, but I didn't drink too much. But I did drink too much, I can't remember what she looked like. You say your name is Rosalind? Octos, come here. Should not hide this from you. Same as you made your own choice back then. What should be done next is ultimately up to you. By Yorander. These 3 generations really drank the night away. They even dragged me in with the other guards, too. Ugh. It's been a long time since I drank so much. I didn't get any business done at all. Since going roundabout didn't work, just go head on. Judging from the direction, Rosalind probably went up the mountain. This is one of those snowy mountains. It's even more spectacular up close. Yurig's mountains sure are impressive. I'm a little dizzy. Really went overboard on the drinks last night. Vitral B. Asher actually acting like a spy. I know, good for him. Hello! I read that you're doing so-so. I hope you feel better, my friend. I wonder if those guys are awake yet. Yeah. Why didn't the doctor tell me how enthusiastic Yurig people can be? I should give them something as thanks when I get down the mountain later. Sheesh, it's freezing. Oh, thank you so much. Pancakes for 16 months. Thank you. You're so sweet. The wind's pretty painful. If I remember right, you're supposed to climb up this mountain on your own to prove your faith to Urander. It's really tall. But since I'm already here, I might as well try. Huh? What? What are they doing here? You can't say tourist. I know who these people are. You can't fool me. I gotta let my partner know that they're in this event. That's like his favorite group. Give me 1 minute. Okay, I've sent the message. The purest air from up in the mountains. It sounds pretty good to me. Do you take cards here? Alright, then give me 2 boxes. Then send them to Burden Peak Hotel, room 606. You got it. Well, Sophia, you're buying even more stuff? Didn't you buy 4 boxes of mountain spring water yesterday? How are we gonna bring it all back? Oh, it skipped. Don't be silly. Who says we have to bring them home ourselves? I'll send a box to Milnar and Margaret. I probably haven't even bought enough yet. Yurig's air and water are pretty impressive. The Black Knight came here a good while ago, so she should be living pretty well now. Alright, enough of that. I hear you have to climb Yurig's mountains yourself as a show of devotion. Come on, let's get climbing. They do mention it as much in the travel brochure. Let's see who can reach the summit first, Sophia. I didn't expect to see them here. Riley, why didn't you tell them we have a cable car that goes up the mountain? Tourists have their own ideas. Who am I to tell them otherwise? Fair enough. Seems like tourists are the only ones who like to climb these days. They're right, though. Yeah, let's go take the cable car. Really? Won't Urander see it as a lack of faith? Nonsense! Urander granted us this convenience because she loves her people. Insisting on climbing would show a lack of faith in Urander. Huh? What do you mean, huh? We're all Urander's children. As long as you respect her and keep her in your heart, she'll protect us all. Here, you can actually ride a cable car up the mountain. Why are tourist spots the same everywhere? Better follow the locals. Even though I don't know what it means to have faith in Urander at all. But Urander must be protecting Yurig, judging by how things are going. Hey, old man in front. Can you tell me where to get the cable car tickets? Oh, thanks for pointing the way. Sir, please hold on. Who are you? So the get-up. I'm a reporter from Victoria, you see. People praise the Urander statue, but surely building it must have been a waste of resources. I'm currently collecting some... Get lost! My son who works on the statue sends me money every month. He even calls me to tell me how good work over there is. You foreigners are just salty about how wonderful our Yurig is. Then why hasn't he returned? He said he signed some agreements, so he has to stay there. What was it again? Non-disclosure. Do you need an NDA to build a statue? Huh. I'm warning you, foreigner. Any more gruff out of you and I'll give you a taste of my walking stick. Where'd they go? He disguised himself as snow. Praise Yolanda. Brave bird and beasts, brave people. Yolanda guides us to protect our homeland. Huh? Snow here doesn't seem right. Yeah. Careful. Do not tell me I was right. Okay. Okay, thank goodness. There's a trap down there. You alright? Oh, Madame Durgenberger. Where'd this hole come from? Riley must have dug it out to catch game. Many thanks. I would have fallen down the hole if it weren't for you. You're welcome. Do you have business on the mountain today, ma'am? Anything we can help you with? I have plans with Riley, Leon, and the other guys to go up the mountains today, so just let us know if you need anything. I have a bit of work to do, but I'll be fine on my own. Are you and old Riley still drinking with the Victorians? Yeah, we've been competing to see who can drink more. It's a tie at the moment. None of us are giving up, because it would be embarrassment for Master Enciotis and the Saintus if we lost to those Victorians. Also, they just suddenly came in here and set up camp. What do they think's going on? I've got no proper education, but even I know a sudden flood of people here, all hale and healthy even, can't possibly be a good thing. That's why Riley and I were thinking we could keep an eye on them for Sir Enciotis while drinking at the very least. So, don't worry, we'll definitely win. Fine, it would be great if you could drink till they puke. Just call me if you can't, don't push yourself. Did you so decide to watch the Victorians on your own? We thought it up with the other villagers, so all of us agreed to it. We've been living much better these days, and since now we know how good things can be, we're not going to let anyone ruin it for us. But, madame, I should be honest with you. Just don't get angry with me. Sure, go on. I just wanted to say, these Victorians we've been drinking with, we've come to know them pretty well over the past month. Brushing the other stuff aside, they aren't bad guys. They don't cause too much trouble, even when drunk, and sometimes they come over to help out with work. There's a guy with bones about as old as mine. He only goes a little mad when he's drunk, but doesn't do much other than strip off his clothes and try to swim in the snow. I saw his back then, it was in bad shape. I don't know what he suffered, but it hurts to even look at it. It hurts to even think about now. I might as well tell you this. A Victorian Viscount has come to join the celebrations for Yorander's statue, and he's brought his personal army along. Most of them are veterans who have been fighting alongside him for a long time. Oh. There's no need to think too much. Just enjoy your drinks together. I don't get it. It's the difference between a personal and regular army. But they did look far from young, and a few of them seem to have stones growing on their bodies. It should be the stone disease I've seen in the news before. Horopathy. Most of the time nothing happens when you come into contact with it, so you needn't be too worried. But you should still take some precautions. You can go to Rhodes Island's office in the city or the newly built hospital for information on how to protect yourself. We know. So, don't you worry, ma'am. I just wanted to have a chat with you anyways. I wouldn't dare disturb Sir Enciotis or Sir Gnosis. Oh. You're saying I look idle. That's not what I meant. I mean, them sirs are busy with big projects all days long, so it'd be no good for us to disturb them. You help us out regularly, even though you're so busy, too. We know you're on the same side as us. You're one of us. Huh. One of you. Wait, no, I mean those sirs are our people, too. I'm bad with words. You know what I mean. I'm not wasting your time, madam. It's fine. There's something I need to trouble you and the rest on the mountains for. Just say the word. Help me find a pretentious Victorian. A what? He wears a top hat and a black coat with a collar covering his face. Some gemstones, too. It's easy to spot such a conspicuous figure. What's this fellow doing with that sort of outfit in your egg? Who knows? Probably something stupid. Alright, leave it to us. I'll send over old Leonis's burden beast the moment we get any news. Are you serious, Dad? The girl yesterday, she's Rosalind. My daughter. I doubt I'm wrong. Girl looks just like you, and Tatiana too. My eyes are still good enough, I'm not wrong. Really. My daughter. I did say she was a good kid. Good stature and character even. Wonderful. Rosalind. She looks like me. Hello! Yes, like me, I remember now. She's the same hair color. Her eyes, and not for Tatiana's. Especially her eyes, they're exactly the same. So pretty. Time flies. Little Rosalind has already grown so big in just the blink of an eye. Wait, did she go up the mountain? When is she coming back? Will she come back? Arktos, there's something else. We can talk about that later. I have to prepare some gifts for my daughter. I remember she loved to bake sweet cheese and beef stew when she was little, so I'm off to buy some now. Tatiana, is she here too? Does she not see me? Then Alright. No matter, I'll head straight up the mountain and give them to Rosalind. And then I'll ask her about Tatiana. Arktos. What is it? I need to hurry. Stop right there. Just stay. You need to hear this. Arktos stops in his tracks from his father's yelling, and an ill omen stirs uncontrollably in his heart. Perhaps it's his hangover, but a sudden headache descends on him. His stomach seems to drop to the floor, and his back feels as something cold is creeping up on him. Only now does Arktos realize his father's back, which he's not seen in a long time, is slightly stooped like a wilting tree, no longer tall and upright as he remembered. The dry, aged voice of the devotee continues, undeterred by Arktos' panic. Rosalind told me she and her mother had been living in Ursus since they left. She was too young to remember anything of this place. She said she never knew who her father was all the time she grew up. And this time, she's here not only to see Yorander's statue, but also... She brought back her mother's remains. Ill omens always seemed to bear out. The wind and the snow roaring outside their home, the flames flickering inside the furnace, and even the indistinguishable breathing all seemed to freeze for a moment. What? Remains? What do you mean? But Tatiana was so young, how could she? I don't believe it. How can that be? I heard it from the girl myself. What happened back then? It was Clan Palrosh that failed mother and daughter. I carry the shame in my heart, but not regret. What about you, Arktos? Fine. It doesn't matter what you want to say. No point in telling me. Your father's no perfect man, nor a saint. Certainly not the victim here. Hello, you little tippy-tappin'. How you doing? This old man is too old to hear you out, let alone offer any advice. I only wish to spend the rest of my days sweeping the dust at Yorander's feet. But you should think carefully. Tatiana, Rosalind. Sir Master! Matriarch Radatos is here. She says there's something urgent to discuss. This place reeks of booze. The ceremony's tomorrow, Arktos. Don't you drink too much and ruin it all. I'm in no mood to play with you. Just tell me what happened. You're not the type to make social calls, Radatos. Nah, you know me well. Fine, I'll get straight to the point. Arktos, I came to tip you off. I still recall that you married an Ursine woman, despite your family's objections. Even had a child with her. Something happened to the Silver Ashes, and soon after your wife left your egg with daughter in tow. This affair was kept within the Tri-Clans, but it was no secret to us. Huh. So your nose is as sharp as ever. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm here to tell you about your daughter, the girl named Rosalind. What happened to her? You better not be taking advantage of the situation. She has nothing to do with our clan business. I'm not here to settle any old scores, but ultimately, her untimely return is really unfortunate.
Do you know where she is right now? She's probably already in the sights of your Victorian spy. Finally! The cable car only goes up this far and I have to climb the rest myself? Oh, the summit isn't that far anyway. I could still see a few tourists earlier, but now there's no one else around. Light everywhere. Sheesh, it's a little scary. Huh? How unlucky. Whoa, what was that? Ever since I came to Urag, not a single thing has gone smoothly. Who's that? Come out! Don't you even think you can scare me? Is that a hole? Who could be so bored as to dig a hole by the trail? This can't just be a hole. It's a trap.
Sure enough, a trap indeed. Watch your step, madame. Also, if it's not too much of a bother, could I trouble you to pull me up? It's Trilby Asher, incredible. He's like, I made a hole, and I fell into it. Hello, Madness. How are you doing? And these story sections are so short compared to the last one I did. Oh, I just realized I should set up the fact that I have a YouTube now. I should probably put that as a command. Zwillingstrom was really long, to be frank. Yeah, Zwillingstrom was so long. Part 3 of read through. Yeah, part 3, 3 days in a row. We've somehow been able to stream back to back to back. I made a YouTube channel yesterday. I am going to upload, the videos I have saved are most of Zwillingstrom. I think I'm literally missing the first cutscene, like the first story section. So all of Zwillingstrom, all of Canto 3 from Limbus Company, and then this will also end up being uploaded because I've been downloading them. If the audio quality is not that great, unfortunate, but I'm gonna make do and at least try to get them up. That way my past VODs can be up, and then my other plan is to record the main story and re-record other events. And put those up too. It is also just Tracy Flair, so I decided to finally do it. Whoa, none of these emergency heaters are operating. And we need to use them, huh? Are these all mountain burden beasts frozen solid? Remain on standby. I was trying to read that. No. Luckily we have some flint in advance. You can strike it to get inactive emergency heaters working. But be careful when lighting it up. We thaw these mountain burden beasts that are stuck in the ice that these mountain burden beasts are stuck in. They'll wake up and bother us. Alright, well. Phew. There! Oh, come on! I didn't know it would be an aerial tile. Frick.
A fine choice.
I'll do that one after I have a bit of people set up. I'll put mountain here. Why not? So I don't really need all of them, if I'm honest. I just need these little patch here. And I will be fine.
I've experienced more chaotic scenes than this.
Let's place Jordy like this. Light this one up now.
I shall ensure the integrity of the law.
I've long been answer for your own sins.
He's not in a great spot. I should have put him somewhere else. Unfortunate. He's also kind of dying.
Do you see your own face in the mirror?
Do I lose points for killing the beasts? I hope not. That'd be unfortunate. Okay, great. That's what really matters. Okay, I need somebody else being there.
So, let us sing.
So let's just place Irene here instead.
At your disposal. Hang in there. The treatment will be done in no time.
Careful of music on the battlefield, especially when you face a Lysanian.
Oh no, don't heat that up, Evenholz. Stop what you're doing.
To my family.
Actually, this could be kind of decent.
Faster tempo.
Those guys are too small for even.
Stronger dynamics.
See the light of my lantern? I've been able to keep the tides.
Oh, there we go.
Grab my hand. Ah, all right.
We met on the train back there, but I never imagined you'd save my life here. How fortunate for you to be here to lend me a hand. Who knows I'd be stuck in... Who knows how long I'd be stuck in here otherwise. Thank you very, very much for your altruistic assistance, Madame Rosalind Tatiana Laria.
Well, it wasn't much, don't mention it. You definitely don't look like a local, so I'm guessing you're a tourist going up the mountain?
Precisely.
So why didn't you follow the main road instead of falling into a pitfall out here in the forest? What were you gonna do if I didn't happen to pass by?
I was merely attracted by the scenic view and didn't expect to run into a trap like this in the snow. If you hadn't happened by, perhaps I would have stayed here for a while longer. I'd calm down first before figuring out a way to climb out myself. But now I see how fortunate I am.
Huh.
Madame Lerna, are you going to continue your journey up the mountain?
Huh? Yeah, I am.
We could travel together for a while, if you wouldn't mind. I'd like to admire the view of Ureg's mountains from the summit as well.
Sure. No, I don't mind. Let's go. They still have a long way to the top.
Riley. I just checked our traps and saw a pitfall collapsed. Thought we caught something. When I took a look, there was nothing inside. Guessing it might have escaped. Did you see the man who passed by earlier? Seemed to look like the guy Therese asked us to look out for. You mean the one Degenbricker asked us to find? All dressed in black, pretentious looking, wearing a hat, right, hiding his face, no doubt about it. Come, let's hurry back and tell Degenbricker.
Hey, say, I still don't know your name. Aren't you guys pretty particular about introducing yourselves when you first meet?
An oversight on my part. You may call me John. Yeah, you can call me a totally real name. You may call me John Smith or anything you prefer.
John? The name John Smith.
What do you think of it?
It sounds right out of a spy movie I watched with the doctor. Yeah, that was definitely the name of the spy guy. Like James Bond or something. I remember he had a pretty sick sidekick too, so... John, you... Never mind, coming up to this makeout point all alone means you're definitely single.
A fascinating coincidence.
Right? Alright, let's get back on track. I figure we still have a while to go before the summit. Did she just essentially be like, you're pretty cute. We're heading to a makeout point. The harder it gets colder, the higher you go, and it gets harder to breathe, too. So, you tired yet? Need a break?
Please, don't worry about me. Do you need to rest, Madame Lerna?
Nah, I'm good. You've got some real stamina, huh, Mr. Spy?
Yeah. Frick, I should have chose a better name.
It seems like you really deceived him.
I fabricated no lies, Degenbrecker. There's no slipping your average falsehoods by a Trilby Asher collecting information for his duke. But I'm fully aware that these types are usually no suspicion best. The heir to the Palroach clan has secretly returned to the country is a reality he first discovered by himself, so he'll believe it. And we'll definitely be watching Rosalind Tatianova Lerna. Your guesses are always right. The girl's already on the mountain, and Radatos has contacted Arkitos. I hear tell the Trilby Asher is also on his way out. He's hiding from me. No matter. Just make sure he remains focused on the girl. It's time for you to move as well. Fine. I'll treat it as an after-meal exercise. However, are you sure the doctor won't mind you letting the Trilby Asher close to the girl? He's a spy, not an assassin. But he's after his information, not a life. Is that how you plan to explain it to the doctor? The doctor, I shall offer my apologies. You certainly owe them. No, I act as unimportant. Rather, I'm more curious. Degenbrecker, you remember the doctor? Sharp's a good opponent. Stronger than most of those clumsy knights. There's no harm in noting down someone who has the respect of a warrior like that, and can also make you suffer. You're curious about the doctor. You could put it that way. Alright, the idle chatter stops here. I'm going to work. Hurrah! We're finally here. I must have climbed a few hours. I'm beat. No wonder everyone quits halfway. That was exhausting. Though, the view up here is really pretty. Isn't that Lake Silberhernze over there? Hello, Nukiyoshi. Welcome, welcome. The Urander statue looks smaller than my thumb from here. Lake Silberhernze freezes over in the winter and resembles a pure clear gemstone when viewed from this peak. As such, the locals here believe the lake is a precious stone bestowed by Urander. Truly a view you can only see from such a height. It does look like a gem. Oh, you can even see the station over there. Redeem snacks. Nukiyoshi, I don't have snacks. I have a drink. I forgot to bring snacks with me. Let me finish this and then I'll get snacks for you. Huh? There's actually plenty of railroads in Ureg. But the trains will look like toys from here. I promise. I will eat a snack for you. I will find one and eat one. I wouldn't call this plenty for a country that's still developing. It might seem like a lot, but that's because Lake Silberhernze and the Urander statue are here. There might be more roads around Carlin currently, but the operating lines will all pass through and transfer here. They will, won't they? Hey John, you still with us? I need a favor. Can you help me see if there are two trees growing into each other around here? They should be old with intertwining branches. They look pretty strange too. It'd be my pleasure. Appreciate it. You know, John, aren't you curious why I'm looking for those trees? Or what I'm doing up here on the mountain? I mulled it over and decided to handle things the old-fashioned way. What? Fast up and don't move. What's the meaning of this, Madame Lerna? You're not supposed to say that line yet. I haven't even done anything to you. Spit it out, though. You've been following me for ages. Just following. What are you after here? I don't understand. Quit playing dumb. I don't remember telling you my name. This is a misunderstanding. You know the Viscount Harold Caravan and I have a history together. It was he who told me your name. Oh? You think I'm stupid?
I never told him my full name either. And you managed to climb up the summit without taking a single break. There's no way you could have fallen into a simple hunter's trap. Even if you did, you could have just climbed out. Anna and the girls always tell me to think before I act, but I have to say, sometimes there's no use in thinking too much either.
You're much more careful than I expected, Madame Lerna.
So you admit it. John Smith is probably a fake name too, right? Maybe you really are a spy.
What if I said yes?
Then you'd be pretty bad at your job. Because even I could tell something was up.
Your accusation is absolutely correct. It's true, I've been quite careless, and my life in Nureg has made me so. I have considerable freedom here, and there aren't too many that pose a threat to me.
Look at you talk.
He is the worst spy ever.
I'm warning you. You better behave and don't move an inch.
I can hydrate. I do have a double lemon honey drink. I have hydrated for you.
You're standing on the edge of a cliff. There's nothing but snow under your feet. I just have to stomp my feet to send you falling. Now, I can't promise I'll catch you if that happens.
Alright, Madame Lerna. I'll come clean. Yesterday. Victorian scum! Arktos is here. You stay away from her.
Whoa, where did you come from? Wait, watch your footfalls. The snow! Ah!
Rosalind! Grab my... It's somewhat funny, but Arktos is clearly charging towards me. Could Rosalind have really come here for something? Honey drink? Oh no, Tracy turns into a bear. No matter. He's coming, and I can only jump. The Black Knight. All rested up. Tracy Ursus altar? I don't know if I'd look good as a little bear. I'm so used to my horns. I'm a Cabernet at heart. All rested up. Not yet. That's not good. It'd be less fun to fight. Going straight into it? Problem with that? I'll get straight to my point too then. You convinced the Viscount that everything on the train was a misunderstanding, and I was only half convinced at the time. But now I know that even the stately Black Knight tells lies. That only proves that you don't know me at all. There's still time to turn around and go down the mountain for a nice lunch. I'm sorry, but I tend to throw myself fully into my work. And, in this case, fully off of the mountain. Alright, I owe Nukiyashi a snack. So I'm gonna go get a snack. I will be right back. Okay, I got these, like, cheesies. It's not a healthy snack, but it's a snack. They're like the crunchy ones. I realized I forgot to mute for that first crunch. So you got to hear one nom as proof that I did in fact eat it. It's chilly back here today, oh my goodness. The other day it was like super hot. And today I'm like cold, so I'm glad I have a warm drink.
Rosalind's a rotten girl. We don't want to play with her, and she's a freak without a papa. Rosalind's a rotten girl without a papa. I'm not a rotten girl. I won't let you call me that. Yeah, she hit us first. See, she's a bad kid. Now let's get her. Get her! If you want to fight, you'll get one. I'm not scared of you.
I could be Leto's papa.
Yana. I'm not a bad kid.
Come here. Do we know what her mom looks like? Let me see, do we? We do? Let me look at this. That's what she looks like? Oh my gosh. She looks like a supermodel.
I'm fine with just my Momochka. I don't need a papa. I don't need a... I didn't suspect I'd fall headfirst into them. The trees. They were here all along. 2 trees growing into each other. This has to be them. Okay, that should do it. Now that Mom's business is done all. Gah! Nope, can't climb back up. The snow's too thick, and the hill's too steep to make it back up with my bare hands. There's only this cliff here left to try.
Wait, Rosalind. Get away from there, it's dangerous.
Okay, I'm getting away. You stay put too. You can't move your legs, right? Just take a rest and don't push yourself.
Just a scratch. Not like I'd ever let you fall. Those Victorian bastards actually dragged you into their plans. I won't let them get away with it.
So that guy's really a Victorian spy? Well, he didn't actually do anything to me.
It'll be too late when he does. I'd have to beat him so badly he wouldn't dare step foot on Palridge land ever again. If only we didn't have such bad luck.
Before you come out of nowhere, I was about to tie the bastard up and teach him a lesson.
Whatever, let's just drop it.
Back there, you. I hate it when people take their sweet time beating around the bush, so I'll just ask. So why did you move to protect me when you fell? And that Victorian guy, what was he talking about? Something to do with who somebody is.
Rosalind, I know you might find what I'm about to say hard to accept, but Tatiana and I, your mother and I met on the summit of this mountain.
You and Momochka? You mean you're...
That's right. Rosalind, you're my daughter. A most unusual guest. What business has you hurrying over here today, Ratatos?
You must know exactly what it is, Ensiotis. Are you sure we can fool that Victorian Trilby Asher with our bait?
The smarter a man is, the more confident he is in his own judgment, correct?
That's for sure. But Anciotis, here's a warning for you too. Don't underestimate people. The Victorian spy seems to be pretty misled. He's chasing Arknights' daughter, all right. But I don't think things are going to keep going that smoothly. What if he doesn't go according to your plans? How are you going to handle that? You must have some sort of backup plan.
Arknights' daughter is deciding to return to Ureg now is indeed outside the scope of our plans. Of course, I couldn't possibly think such an improvised plan would suffice to solve the problem.
It sounds like you have something up your sleeve. Let me see. Why haven't I seen Gnosis today? And the bodyguard always at your side. Heard from my sister and brother-in-law she hasn't been helping you train your Sagata recently.
You get your information fast, Radatos. Gnosis and Diggenbrecker naturally have their own jobs to do, and if you're here to see them today, afraid you'll have to leave disappointed.
I'm not looking for them. Although... yes. I had a piece of good news for Gnosis if he was here.
Oh.
Nothing major. You'll know all about it tomorrow. He said this before, but I'll personally remind you, Anciotis. You better be certain of things happening below Urander's statue. It's not just about one clan, Silverash. You'd do well to remember that us Browntails also have a stake in it.
It's etched into my mind. Whether it be the Tri-Clans or the Vinebear Court led by the Sanctus. Radatos, you should hold a little more confidence. Whether it be in you and me, Gnosis, or even Diggenbrecker. All that we do here is for your egg's future. That is my firm belief.
Run enough laps yet?
Yes. Also, I must retrieve my words from earlier. Madame Diggenbrecker.
What's come into your clever little mind now?
The Black Knight indeed does not lie. A brazen misunderstanding on my part. I thought young Lerna was the key to the plans unfolding in Ureg. Were it not for that, I wouldn't have the slightest intention of establishing contact, yet so many clues have appeared. Madame, you did not come to block me from approaching Arknights or Rosalind. You're here to deepen the misunderstanding, yes?
Done talking. Smart people always talk so much. I don't get why I can't be bothered. Now pick up your weapon. Let me see how sharp Victoria's claws are.
No. I surrender. Is there a need for us to fight? This is a complete misunderstanding. You are right, I should head down the mountain for lunch. The Trilby Asher calmly raises his hands and walks past Diggenbrecker, but as his back faces hers, he suddenly stops moving. However, this is only a little guess of mine, Madame Diggenbrecker. To the best of my knowledge, Anciotis is not one to act without purpose. If Madame Lerna is truly uninvolved, I believe he wouldn't use her as bait. She is certainly not suspicious, so it could be the Powroach clan behind her. Could it be there's something amiss with the Powroach spirits? Or rather, the transport route they've arranged for the alcohol? Madame Lerna's appearance was an unexpected affair. And it is precisely because of that you worry that once I meet her, I might just stumble upon the clan Powroach in the course of my investigation and discover something I shouldn't have. This is why you've performed an entire show for me. Diggenbrecker does not answer and merely raises her weapon slowly. The Powroaches are in charge of transporting various resources for Ureg. And all transport railways in the country converge on the same spot, Lake Silberhernze. To elaborate, what's important is the island in the middle of the lake, beneath the Urander statue. Perhaps there's some secrets hidden there. Would an intelligence officer divulge his own answers? No. Everyone has their own strengths. For example, you'd be stronger than most of Victoria. However, you cannot control the subtle expressions you're not even aware you're making. I believe my guess is correct. Diggenbrecker wields her weapons with no mercy in mind, but the Trilby Asher is one step ahead of her. He dodges the blast waves, the snow flying everywhere, and her murderous intent as he leaps down the mountain. Diggenbrecker gives chase. Are we gonna fight the Trilby Asher? He's kinda like the only enemy that I can see being a boss. We haven't really had a lot of conflict in this, if I'm honest. The burden-based observation car is about to depart for Lake Silberhernze. Our professionally trained burden beast can bring you back to every scenic spot, and all for the best views. Travelers who want to enjoy spectacular vistas on the way to the lake, don't miss this chance. I need to head over to Lake Silberhernze. Give me your fastest burden beast. You have to pay extra for that, sir. Name your price. I'm currently being hunted by a sinister woman, so do me a favor, friend. If someone asks where I went, just tell them you don't know, alright? I've seen something like this before on those discs my daughter sent me. That's the one. Fastest girl I got me. Talk me. No worries, sir. My lips are sealed. Many thanks. The chubby Asher nimbly jumps into the seat of the burden beast's back. The beast begins to move and breaks into a run towards the lake. Foreigners are so funny. I'll have to tell my girl about this when she comes back. Have you seen a foreigner dressed in a black coat? It's really happening. Sorry, I didn't. Madam Diggenbreaker? You know me. Don't you remember when my Takme got stuck in a quagmire while transporting goods last year? Happened to be passing by and pulled her out. Ah, right. That happened. So you didn't see anyone, right? Then. Wait. Huh. That bastard actually called you sinister. I didn't even let him borrow Takme. I'm gonna teach him a lesson for sure. He picks up a transceiver. Takme, stop! That's a bad guy! Huh. The burden beast's adaptability is not to be underestimated. But its crucial trait is its robust endurance. Perhaps it could serve as a strategic resource. Huh? The burden beast underneath him suddenly turns restless with impatience. Madame Diggenbreaker, Takme's over here. Thanks. Have I been caught? Bloody. Give up already? She really does. I'll be watching whatever it is you're up to today. Even if my only desire is to see the local sights. I know Yurag pretty well. I can't be doing this. I'm definitely learning how to ice skate today. You've been saying that for a month already, and summer's already on its way. You'll have to wait for a long, long time before the lake to freeze over. And that's why I'll definitely get it down today. Okay. Sorry, I need to borrow these for a bit. Hey, my skates! Here's some money for a new pair. During his thorough investigation of Yurag, the Trilby Asher has seen many locals skating on the ice beneath the warm winter sun. He's thought that an activity like this could be somewhat enjoyable, and he's wanted to try it if he had the time. An opportunity has unexpectedly presented itself to him. But soon he discovers he's made a gross misjudgment. I thought you knew how to skate, man. He's obviously new, so unstable. Stable? Oh, I see. Yeah, sod it. Move. Eh? Whoa, someone's flying in from up high. Stability, balance, right. Yes, I've got it. With a loud bang, Diggenbreaker's attack smashes a gigantic hole into the icy surface. The Trilby Asher dodges the blow in the nick of time. This really is like a B spy movie. Oh, I got it down. How delightful. I'll definitely promote this sport after I return home. Of course, I have to survive the day first. I'm gonna eat a bit more of these cheesies, which means I gotta mute. Never mind. He actually learned how to skate? I've never seen someone get it down that quickly. Is there a spare pair around? Why don't I lend you mine? Thanks. Do you? I do. So fast. What the frick is this event? This is so silly. This is like the most silly event I've read so far.
I'll do as you say. A fine choice.
You're so valid. This event is so silly. Oh my gosh. No, Evenholes must literally- you're not Evenholes, what the frick? Elysium must be standing on this spot already, is what I meant to say.
Prayers are unnecessary.
Undeath deals arts damage to all nearby units, inflicting cold, disabling energy heaters. Ooh, that's lame.
The guilty will be punished.
I don't like that. I don't want you near my units.
You disruptive do not disrupt my thought process.
Why is he cold? Oh, is that spot not warm? Let's put him like
I've
that.
experienced more chaotic scenes than this.
I didn't realize this spot wasn't warm. I should have put him here then, facing that way. I might do
Your
that.
request is reasonable. You disrupted my training.
Yeah, I will, because he's just gonna keep being ice.
As long as I can help, hang in there. The treatment will be done in no time.
That is also not warm.
Careful of music on the battlefield, especially when you face a Lysanian.
Locked and loaded.
Stronger dynamic. Hinfort aus meinem Kopf.
We love when Evenholes does things.
I've long been ready.
私の戦争兵器は必ずやあなた様の望みを満たすでしょう。
I've long been ready. Shall not pass while I'm here.
Prayers are unnecessary.
See the light of my light will purge device. Don't step into the shadows.
Oh, that's a ground tile. I thought it wasn't.
The guilty will be punished.
Stronger dynamic grace.
Is that within his range? No. It's fine, he can take out that half then.
I'm with you.
勝利も一種の幻覚に過ぎないよ。
Can these guys move? Yeah.
I've long been. You shall not pass while I'm here.
Violated taboos hold
This
no
just seems
power.
silly, so that's the way I'm ending it. There we go. It was more than 20 years ago. Oh, this is the man. I remember that winter so much colder than the previous years. The snow never stopped, and the wind was almost strong enough to blow you away. The weather was so bad no one was willingly going outside. Those weren't actually the words that were written, but the ones that I read. Everyone stayed inside with their furnaces lit from day to night. There's always tea heating atop the stove for convenient pick-me-ups. The bird and beast sheds were specially reinforced before winter came, and the beasts huddled together, hibernating in groups. Time seemed to slow down in Nureg that year. Every passing day felt like a slog to go through, and yet the subsequent days would bring the same wind and snow. I was still young then, and I just couldn't bear to live that way anymore. I snuck out with a few men in tow that day, planned to hunt in the mountains. The snow overwhelmed us, and there wasn't a single target to be found. I got separated from the others halfway, and I could only continue ascending the mountain with all the effort I could barely muster. And then it was here I met Tatiana on this very spot. Do we get to see him without his beard? That'd be nice. Ugh, lousy weather today. You know, a single strand of meat beast hair on my hands. Dad's gonna call me a... Huh? What's that noise? Well, who's there? Enough with your tricks. Come out and face me if you have the guts to. Yeah! As if responding to Arknights' words, a snowball falls from the tree branch up high and hits his head. A clear female voice rings from above. Right on target. Hey, I'm over here. Why didn't you hide, you big dummy? You! Me? What about me? You're a funny guy. Did you think you'd be able to hunt in weather this bad? Young man, I'll give you some advice on account of your handsome face. You should hurry home. Arknights raises his head. The snow and wind gradually subside, and bright rays pierce through the intertwined branches of the tree before him, casting fragmented shadows on his face. A vaguely female figure seems to pop up from a patch of soft snow. Snowflakes scatter all around as she moves. The young Tatiana smiles as she looks down to meet the young man's gaze below. Arknights suddenly feels his eyes go dry. The snowy white he's so used to is suddenly so dazzling. The sunlight was so bright that day.
Saintess, please, have a look. The main body of Yorander's statue is built by us Browntails. It stands about 30 meters tall, with the adamant materials we use to ensure no risk of damage for the next century at the very least. Hundreds of devotees volunteered to work together with professional craftsmen to carve out the statue's form you see today, so it's surely the most accurate reconstruction of Yorander there is. Although everyone was arguing about whether Yorander should be humanoid or not, that boorish Arknights nearly got into a fight over it. But I guarantee you, from today onwards, this statue will be the most eye-catching attraction in Nureg.
Thank you for all your hard work.
This statue is the best symbol Nureg can show to the outside world, and it couldn't have happened without everyone's efforts. Yorander will certainly be pleased as well.
She's so grumpy.
Especially with you and your sister, Madame Skirris. I've heard the both of you spent a lot of effort on their construction, and practically stayed on site until it was complete. It must have been difficult.
It wasn't much, just doing our jobs. Besides, it's much easier than being forced to study.
Study?
No, nothing. Well, the great Saintess, allow me to give you a tour? Please follow me.
Saintess, preparations for tomorrow are complete. You should return to Mount Carlin. You're nagging me again, Yar. It's rare I get to leave the mountains, so let me stay for a bit longer. Or are you trying to advise the Saintess on how she should act, just as the elders do, Yar? I won't ramble away like they do. Your gravitas only continues to increase. There's no one to stop you from descending Carlin anymore. Yesterday, you came down to meet Ensiotis personally. If this happened in the past, the elders would have already raised swift objection. They merely fear that I, the Saintess, will have personal inclinations. But it is precisely because there is no one controlling me that I cannot hold my bias, and I won't have any personal biases either. Whether the people here, or in the eyes of others, I must represent the whole of Ureg as Saintess, and not any specific faction, or clan. Saintess? Even though Ensiotis and I don't actually have any conflicting opinions on many matters, and can agree to many issues regarding Ureg. It doesn't mean we can be as close as we were, let alone treat each other as siblings. I can't do that, and neither can he. It also includes my emotions, but it's not just about that. So I thank you for preparing our meal yesterday, Yar. But you need not do that again. Enya? Is it really alright to continue like this, Enya? Even though you're representing Ureg now, there are still many who now only know of Corlin trade. Clan Silberhernze has already started to dip their fingers in every facet of the country, and will only grow stronger in the future. I have some thoughts on that. What's important right now is to develop Ureg as fast as we can. Some matters are just unavoidable, or things I let slide. We still need entities like Corlin trade, after all. Besides, I'm fine with Ensiotis keeping himself there for the time being. But won't it be dangerous to continue like that? That's why I have my own plans. Oh, you mean the new school you've been in charge of the past few years? The reforms over at the Blind Bear Court? It's fortunate I realize we have so many wise people here. Compared to a Ureg with the voice of a sole Saintess or a single clan Silverhernze, wouldn't it be better to have a Ureg with a myriad of voices of Urander's people? It's the same as prayer. Didn't you say that making your wishes out loud instead of keeping them in your heart would let Urander hear them in earnest? I hope more people will get the chance to voice their hopes for Ureg. This is what I wish for, my prayer to Urander. Well, that is a good wish indeed. It will certainly reach Urander. That's great to hear. Will you help me, Yar? Of course. Didn't we agree as much already? I'm your maid, after all. Thank you, Yar. If you really want to thank me, why not? Huh? Oh dear, they're headed this way. Yar? Is someone headed our way? Yes, with an aggressive aura to boot. They're fast, they're headed straight here. Feels like a fight is about to erupt. Will there be any issues if that happens near the statue? Who knows? Anyway, you should return, Great Saintess. We also need to send someone to inform Madame Skirris as well. It'd be bad if you or someone else gets hurt. I see. What about you? I will stay. If something happens... Oh, it would be terrible if something happened to damage Urander's statue. So let me stay here to keep an eye on things, and I'll make sure nothing big happens to the statue. I'm just gonna change the face while no one looks. Yar. Hold on. You can't be. Oh, they're still here. I'll say no more, Saintess. I have to go watch them. What do you mean, nothing? Hey, Yar. She's gone. She can't possibly be looking for an opportunity to do a little something to the statue. Is she that unsatisfied with the statue's face? You make me want to pat you on the head and change how my statue looks. This part's easier to walk in, without as many trees around. Careful, the snow ahead is pretty deep. Are you really my papa? I mean, Momochka said. Tadiano mentioned me? What did she say? Not much. I didn't even know I still had a papa until I was grown. I thought he might have died long ago. I thought that was the reason she never mentioned a father, and she never really brought up Jureg before either. We've just been the two of us all these years, I never thought.
Really? Maybe she still resented me. As she should have, after all I was the one who left both of you back then. Who let both of you down back then. I deserve her resentment. It seemed Tatiana lived a good life even without me.
Before I came here, she told me how the snow feels different in Jureg. The snow you find on the mountain summits is different than the snow down here.
I feel like she's not actually dead. Like, everybody's saying that Tatiana's dead, but the way she talks about her makes it seem like she literally talked to her yesterday.
She told me, Jureg is my home too, that even though I grew up in Ursus.
She isn't dead? Then why is everybody trying to tell her that... why is everybody like, Tatiana's dead, Arktos? Feel sad. Everybody's assuming that her mom's dead. And not the...
Jureg is my home too, that even though I grew up in Ursus, I was born here.
Jureg's snow is better than Sami's snow. Tatiana. I'm sure it's something she would say. She liked the summit snow so much. And always told me how different it was. It's a pity a thug like me didn't get it back then.
I don't get it either. But I remember what she told me. I might have forgotten what happened when I was small, but those experiences don't just disappear. She always said everything you've been through will always be shaping you as a person. Even if you forget it, its influence remains. She said that the Rosalind of today has every stage of her life to thank. And even the little insignificant things that happen in between can also have greatly contributed to who I am today.
Any snow is better than Sammy's snow, true. If I ever, like, post a random number in the chat, just know that that's because my mouse has little numbers on the side of it, and I'm a fool. And sometimes I hit them.
And that's why, even if she couldn't make it here, she hoped that I could at least know a part of me that came from Jureg. That's what she said, and that's why I'm here.
Tatiana. When your mother and I first met here, we could say it was mutual attraction. It didn't take long for us to fall in love. I had hoped to marry Tatiana and spend the rest of our lives together. I was really hoping forward to it. I never wanted anything as much as I did to be with her. But that was no easy feat in Jureg back then.
But why? If you liked each other, then just stay together. Can't get any simpler than that, right?
Yes, it should have been the simplest thing to do. But Rosalind, you don't understand Jureg, at least the way Jureg was 2 decades ago. 12-number mouse? Yes. I got it for sale. For cheap still. I have a 12-number mouse. I had to look, I had to pick it up and tilt it to double check if you were right, but yes. That's the superior mouse. I can play Final Fantasy XIV again now that I have it. I'm excited. We were still secluding ourselves in our own little corner of the land and basically had no contact with outsiders. You don't get catastrophes in Jureg, and everyone thought it was thanks to Urander protecting her people. We believed the place was sacred, unlike the outside world, where catastrophes are commonplace. I've always believed Jureg back then was quiet and peaceful. But the way things are now, I have to admit, we were closed off and blind. Oh, that's cool. Heck yeah. Our lives were just farming, herding, and praying to Urander. Outsiders are rare to see, and we weren't exactly friendly to them either.
So, Momochka...
You know her best, I'm sure. Tatiana was so passionate, frank, and ostentatious, and didn't bother to fit in. She captivated me completely. But at the same time, she was too strange and too different for Jureg then.
So, are you trying to tell me you held back because of that? You didn't dare to marry a foreigner? Wait, where'd I come into the picture then? You had me without marrying her? I'm serious, Beardy, you better not be joking.
Rosalind, wait. Don't be hasty, it's not what you think. It didn't happen like that, easy now.
Then what happened?
Of course I married your mother. Many objected to it, but it ultimately wasn't an impossible task. After all, the head of the clan of Silverash married a foreigner too. My marriage would have been an embarrassment for the Powers clan, but I still managed to convince my father, our patriarch at the time, to go through with it. You met him already, Rosalind. It was him who brought you back home yesterday, even though I was so drunk I didn't recognize you at all.
You mean that old man? Is my grandfather?
Yes. I appreciate that he ultimately let us marry, and kept it a secret from the others, too. One of my biggest regrets is not inviting more guests to our wedding. But Tanya told me it was fine. She didn't care about the formalities as long as we loved each other. Nothing else mattered as long as we could be together for good. And then we had you. The days I spent together with you two were the best I could have ever imagined. But our good times didn't last long. The Silverash couple got into an accident soon after you were born. Nureg was already in a state of turmoil due to the Silverash reforms. There are many who regarded them as a thorn in our side. Most didn't dare to challenge the Trican leaders directly, but attacking a foreigner in private was much easier to do. I said it was an accident, but truth be told, it was far from that simple.
I don't know much about it, but I remember the doctor telling me that the Power Roaches are conservative. So Clan Power Roach must have been against the reforms too.
Yes. I'm not trying to lecture you now, Rosalind, but there are some things you have a right to know. It was beneficial for the Power Roaches to suppress the Silverashes then, and I alone could not have changed our decision to do so. So, we Power Roaches are the most devout believers and guardians of Urander, while the Browntails are the astute followers who make sensible decisions. If the Silverash has gone astray and tried to destroy our faith in vain, putting Nureg in danger. That was how the three clans were seen back then, and also where the situation really was in Nureg. And I, as the next head of the Power Roach clan, could not harm the family's interests. There's not much I could do.
And so you abandoned me in Mamochka.
I did not. I never abandoned you, and there was no way I would have abandoned Tatiana. But those people, would they be satisfied with a mere accident? The Silverashes were dead, and I married an Ursine woman. They didn't know how great Tatiana was, and they didn't care for her affection towards Nureg. She was just an Ursine woman in the eyes of many, an outsider representing Nureg's doom. Rosalind, I'm a warrior, and I shed so much blood, and have never feared anything. Back then, all I had were sleepless nights, because I finally came to know fear. I was afraid. The best choice I could make at the time was to have you leave to go far away from Nureg. Even if we couldn't see each other again, even if I couldn't be by your side anymore. For I knew the two of you could live a normal and peaceful life somewhere, at least. Instead of running into any strange accidents in somewhere I couldn't see, or even right under my nose. So I wouldn't be left with just an accident. That's the story of me and Tatiana. Rosalind, I owe you and your mother too much. I, Arktos, will never deny this.
The warrior's weapon falls onto the snow with a muffled sound.
Arktos takes out his poleaxe and throws it at his daughter's feet. Into the sun, it reflects both faces of father and daughter on its blade like a mirror. Resent me, blame me. I deserve it all. Berate me or even strike me with this axe, I won't dodge. But then, can you give me another chance, Rosalind? I don't mean to make this difficult for you. I just want you to know I still love you both. I did then, and I always will. My feelings towards you and your mother have never changed. So, if you're willing, Rosalind, could you call me father just once?
Call you father?
Rosalind.
Go to hell in your dreams!
Rosalind.
So you talked yourself in circles for a whole day just for that? Huh? Didn't want to make things difficult for me. You threw down your rotten axe because you're so sure I wouldn't use it to cut you open, huh?
No, that's not what I...
I'll call you right back.
I don't care what you meant. It sounds so neat. Convincing your family to let you marry, being forced to make us leave. How you think I'm dumb? All I can think about is hearing your story is how Mamochka dealt with it all. You left her all alone in a hostile environment for so many years. She even raised a kid for you. She willingly put herself in danger, even her life on the line, but you're telling me in the end all she could do is leave? Have you ever considered why she and Ursine had to endure being treated like that in your egg? Aye. And Momochka loved to go on adventures. She liked to try new things, and she liked to explore anywhere she could go. She could never stay in one place too long. She loved making friends, loved shopping, loved to eat all sorts of food. Could your egg from 20 years ago even satisfy any of that? Do you care about any of those things at all? Why does it sound like you're the only character in your story with nothing else? You said that she's passionate, she's frank, but I couldn't tell you were talking about Tatiana and Lernia at all. You're happy as long as your wife and daughter by your side? Ha! I'm blown away that you actually have the guts to say that.
Tatiana. It was me. It was my...
It's too late for tears. Do you know what life in Ursus was like for us? Living peaceful lives somewhere, that's enough for you? Bullshit. Do you know how many people were talking behind our backs when Momochka was raising me on her own? You couldn't. I grew up without a papa. Do you know how popular fatherless kids are at school? You were bullied? I dared? Save it. No one dared bully me. But listen, it had nothing to do with you, it was all thanks to my fists. Even General Zima helped me more than you ever did. And ever since I was small, I knew I had to rely on myself, because I didn't have a papa. I knew I had to count on my fists to shut up those cowards who only knew how to use their mouths. Do you know how many fights I got into growing up? Could you even? Rosalind, You don't have to speak. It's pointless anyway. I just wanted to tell you I don't care whether you were compelled by circumstance, or even trying to bear whatever burdens you had. Since you were missing from our lives for over a decade, there's no need for you to step up now. My papa failed to show up back when I still wanted one. And now, I don't need one anymore. You're still hoping I'll forgive you? Still hoping to use me as a bridge to reconnect with my Momochka and have her forgive you too? Dream on.
It's just like she's alive. No, I wouldn't dare make such an unreasonable demand. But I just wanted to do something for you. No, hold on. Rosalind, what did you just say? Have your mother forgive me. But isn't your mother dead?
You're cursing her too? Who told you she was dead, huh?
But didn't you say you brought her remains back here and you've been using past tense?
Right, remains. Remains? Huh? Hold on, let me check. I meant... what I brought back was a token of hers. Man, the Urleg language is hard as hell. I know my pronunciation's a little off and tenses might be hard, but is it that bad?
Tatiana's still alive. Is she doing well?
Super well. She just broke her leg in a fall right before her trip. That's why I'm here on my own. What happened in Chernobog a few years ago? Forget it. You wouldn't understand even if I told you. I'll keep it short. I ran into some trouble a few years ago, and Momochka ran straight into her catastrophe to find me. I was pretty lucky to get rescued by Rhodes Island, but she contacted Oropathy.
How could that? So where do you live now? Rhodes Island? Right, they can treat Oropathy, so are you two staying with them now? Or are they treating you well? I know the doctor there. Right, I'll get in contact right away.
Give me a break. You can't possibly know the doctor better than I do. Whatever, we'll pick this up later. The warden will lose my temper again. What's important now is we find our way out of here. It's no good to let that Victorian run around either, right? Actually, I came up with an idea, and I was going to tell you about it, but you interrupted me.
Huh? What? How do we get out?
Over there. You stand on that spot.
But Rosalind, that's just a cliff.
Yeah, of course I know that.
Rosalind stands behind the man claiming to be her father. That's a rude sentence. Claiming to be her father. She raises her leg again and kicks him in the back without a shred of hesitation. Arctos, completely unaware, only a split second to look at her with a startled expression before his figure slips and falls down the cliff. Ah! Rosalind, careful, it's...
Damn it, you're pretty loud. Stop yelling, you sound like I was gonna end you. I took a look earlier and the short drop wouldn't do much with all that snow below. What's wrong with you, your eggs? Do you guys not do any snow jumping here? Ah, right. Hey, totally unhandsome beauty. Don't forget to settle for your child support for the past decade or so. I'll send the bill to your clan later. Huh, that felt great. And now, better tell the doctor and the rest what happened here. Just be safe. This must be a tourist here, though. What the hell am I doing? Oh, I got through. Doctor? Are you here yet? Yeah, I'm fine, but there's something I need to tell you.
Is this how you command the Aegir hunters too? Seems like the victory that the arrogant doctor promised might actually be plausible.
Might actually be plausible.
I'm not arrogant! Unless you're talking to Telza. Did I win?
Yeah,
I won. We have 2 left, and then maybe a, like, recap story at the end. I just gotta return a phone call real quick, and then I will get into it, because I can still stream for probably another 30 minutes or so. Snacks! I will mute and eat more cheesies while I'm on my phone call. You can listen to the fun music, though. Okay, I have eaten multiple cheesies. And I am back. We might be able to finish this today. Should be pretty nice, because that would mean it would be like under...
Now you're making me eat more snacks. Okay, I'll eat the rest of them. I'll eat more cheesies.
What I really wish I had for a snack is like an orange or an apple. Like just some fruit. But my family never buys fruit. So I never get any. But I think we might actually be able to finish this today. That's my plan. So far it's been 4 hours. We're at 5 hours total. This might be our shortest one that I've done yet.
Hey, maid. Everyone else has already scampered off. Why are you still here? Shouldn't you have left as well, Madame Skurrus? Do I really have to, just because you tell me to? And the statue is the fruit of everyone's labors. If anything happened to it, how could I break the bad news to them? Is the fruit of everyone's labors, or Ensiotis's? No wonder I saw the Saintess hold you back just now. I think I saw her tell you something, too. You hardly sound surprised. I'm not an idiot. She looked completely blindsided, but how could that possibly be? It's just that looking at it from her perspective, the best position she can be in is knowing a little too much, but not... a little bit, but not too much. And so she sent you to go the last mile for her, huh? Well, what is it then? Of the people currently drawing close, one is Deaconbrooker, while the other one is Trilby Asher from Victoria. Trilby Asher? He wouldn't go that far. Did the Saintess ask you to stay here just so you could warn me about this? Let's go with that. Allow me to look after the statue in your stead. And I'll fix the face of it.
This ends here. Sure enough, you are the Black Knight. I will not underestimate you. But that is precisely why you should realize that you cannot best me. Oh. I like the confidence. But my patience runs thin. The way you scurry and flit about has already started to bore me. My apologies, madame. I have been direct in my duty, if you feel that way. However, if I may speak freely, Madame Deaconbrooker, I feel no murderous intent in your swings. You were invincible during your days in Casimir's, the Black Knight that struck terror into her opponents with a mighty blade. But now you're reduced to using these edgeless toys. But these edgeless toys will be enough for the likes of you. I only ever used that Lithinian greatsword in competitions. The sponsors demanded it. The greatsword-wielding Lithinian warrior. The artless freak. Call me what you will, it matters not. But it's time to cut this dance short. You seem to have forgotten something. The reason why I started using these Deaconbreakers in the first place. What? The frosty bite of her blow stops his words before they leave his mouth. The frigid winds of Ureg stab him, the unfeeling mountain snows crush him, and the ice-cold Deaconbreakers slam into him with all the force of a glacier. There is no resisting such an attack. Huh? Ugh. This is but a warning. There are many who wish to cause trouble for Ensiotis. And if I could crush them all dead, it would be a lot less trouble for me. But unfortunately, there are some people who are much more useful alive than dead. You, for example. I see. I thank you for your mercy, Madame Deaconbrooker. These weapons, I use them for a very simple reason. They have no edge, so it's that much easier for me to keep men like you alive. If I were to use a little more force with these blunt weapons, most would become nothing more than mincemeat. That's how it's always been from the very start. Among those who step up to fight me, many would easily be crushed. It does not matter if you're a caster of Lothlinian or a knight of Casmiris. In the end, you are all the same. Faith, ideals, grit, and perseverance, firm determination, they all fall before sheer brute force. It's hilarious. Being broken too easily, excuse me, is its own complication.
Yeah, excuse me.
The woman who took her weapon's name looks down disdainfully upon the Victorian before her. He had by no means an easy foe to handle, so it was up to her, and only her, to face him. But even so, it has not been particularly difficult to defeat him. The road from being a destitute, artless nobody to becoming the Black Knight, 3-time consecutive champion, was not an easy one to walk. Compared to that, anything that came after was only trifling. Huh. Your state standards as a Black Knight, a natural-born warrior. There can't be many who aren't considered fragile. Hardly. If you had even been the slightest bit more serious, I would have had to put in a lot more effort. Unfortunately for me, as an intelligence officer, it's not the battlefield where I have to get serious.
Wow, you've already climbed all the way up the scaffolding. These trilby ashers are skilled indeed. There's not a person in all of Ureg who could scaper from mountains to this island while being hunted by Dragonbreaker. Could there be many such people in Victoria? Truly, there are terrors all about these lands. Indeed, there are terrors all about these lands, but we must cope with them in our own way every day. I have half a mind to find a replacement for myself as the Saintess.
You perish the thought! Wasn't it you who sought to be Saintess in the first place? You truly do resemble your brother in that regard. Both love giving yourself things to do.
I am nothing like him.
Oh yes, all right. He is much like you then. Is that better?
Yar. Yes. Do you still remember our agreement?
Oh, which one?
This is no time for jokes, Yar.
Yes, of course I remember. Yarander needs only to watch over her people, nothing more.
Yes. At the time, I had already begun doing some things under the table. If we depended on her, even for this matter, then whether it was him or me, our ideals would be but empty words and bluster.
It's not quite so easy being a bystander, you know.
I ask her only to be patient for a little while longer.
All right, then, although I'm not sure if she can even hear our little agreement. Anyway, I just came to see if we could change the statue a bit is all.
I can't believe you haven't given up on that yet.
This is the one matter I'm definitely not giving up on.
Well, I think the statue might be a bit slanted after Dragonbreaker's kick just now. That Trilby Asher isn't half bad either. Him grabbing the statue's finger to adjust the balance of his body sure was a surprise. That there's the real deal. Do you think they could help me thin out the face a bit? I was far too naive from the start, thinking it didn't matter what I looked like on the outside. Made me not realize how much I care about my appearance. After many interactions with others, my aesthetic senses changed alongside the people, and so we end up with the look I have today. But those drawings and those ancient tomes persisted all the while. I should have taken those books away from Edelweiss clan while they were still out of the house. Who expected them to suddenly decide to build a statue of Yarander anyway? Those two sure climbed up to the top of the statue real quick. Oh, that's right. Shave the cheek on that side down a little more. Shave it down the sides of her hair, too. I quite like those. From this angle, it doesn't look half bad, though, does it? What was I? Right. After getting to know Enya, I started to look after my appearance more. I would always go with her when she would sneak out for walks, recommending me various cute ornaments and trinkets. After who knows how long, I started to like those things myself. Maybe we can replace that lock of hair that got shaved off with a big piece of jewelry. I should write that down somewhere. Must be tough being a Trilby Asher.
Looked like he was about to jump down from the top himself, but then Deaconbreaker sent him flying with a mean kick. Poor guy. Now that I think about it, those other fellows that Deaconbreaker fought, I wonder if they felt the same way as this Trilby Asher. Knowing that you are not truly a match, but no other option but to struggle for your life, I'm sure if you'll have the opportunity to get away with one piece. Until finally you realize that there really is no such opportunity. No.
Those with more mercenary motivations for battle are much weaker than him. Are you satisfied?
Yes?
You seem to be quite pleased when you were watching us give the statue a light trim. Is it to your liking now?
It's not bad, I'd say.
Good.
Where are you going?
Despite the fall, he's not the type to die so easily. He'll be back soon enough. I'll resume keeping an eye on him.
You're certain he won't best you next time? He was no match for you during that fight earlier, but I fear that if he had truly put his heart into it, he would have proven the victor quite easily. Moreover, there's hardly a guarantee that he's not bait, correct?
I will leave that sort of thinking up to Anciotis.
Anciotis cannot be here at the moment. Surely you know that better than me. Allow me to take the lead.
You?
Or to be more precise, allow the Saintess.
Yar buzzes the communications terminal in her hand.
Did you get all that, Saintess?
Allow me to take the lead.
You did well, Deaconbreaker.
My pleasure.
Will you be coming to the bonfire banquet tonight?
I'm afraid not. I'm not fond of busy parties.
What a shame.
What did you have in mind?
I would like you to watch over a foreign envoy. I believe diplomacy will prove more effective than force in this case.
He might not actually be a foreign envoy.
He might very well be.
All right, I'm in your hands, Sanctus.
You know that the exit's in the other direction, right?
I know. I can't believe she successfully got them to trim down the face of her statue. Ugh, should be able to pull through, right? Alright, stop rubbernecking, clear the way. Let's think of a way to get him out of that hole first. Oh, one moment, now I'm getting another phone call. Okay. My elder brother was here, so I had to give him the gift that I got him. Thank you. That's what the phone call was. My mom was letting me know he was here so that I could give him the gift I bought him. Let's think of a way to get him out of that hole first.
Based on his clothes, he looks like some kind of foreigner.
I think even we could handle water that cold. Hey, mind if I ask what's going on here? Some poor fellow just flew over here from the island in the middle of the lake. Smashed a hole right through the ice. What? Alright, coming through. Make way, excuse me, thank you. He likes space stuff, so I got him like a... What is it called? Like freeze-dried? I got him a freeze-dried ice cream sandwich. Harold squeezes his way through the crowd. The moment he sees what all the fuss is about, he cannot help but laugh. A perfect circle has been punched through the frozen surface of the lake, and in the center of that circle floats a corpse. And so it fell to him to come to the rescue. This water... these old bones aren't spry enough to handle that. Excuse me, anyone got some kind of stick or other on hand? He's a friend of mine, and I'm here to get him out of there. Nothing like that over here. Maybe you could find a nearby finning village? Ask someone there to borrow a fitting pole? No need, I've got something that can help. Nice, thanks. Rosalind? Hey, Dadushka. Fancy meeting you here. I'll lend you my weapon. Let's get that guy out of there. Cheers. We'll help too. Using Rosalind's weapon, the people work together to dredge the corpse up and out of the hole.
Looks like he still hasn't kicked the bucket.
I probably shouldn't be saying this, but if he really had died, I would have had a lot of bee-shite on my hands. Thankfully, the one who did this had the same idea, so they held back a bit. Let's get this fellow somewhere warm for now.
Yep.
Oh, shopkeeper! Allow us to borrow your fireplace for a spell? Sure.
Isn't this John? He should be up on the mountain now to get his ass kicked down here.
Up in the mountain? You've met him before?
Yep. I met him up there.
And then what?
No, nothing. It'd be a pain to explain. What about you, Dadishka? What are you gonna do these next 2 days?
Me? I'm just here to clap at your Anders statue unveiling ceremony tomorrow as a Victorian delegate. After that, I'll be heading back home straight away. If I manage to find one last opportunity before I go, I'd like to walk out and buy some souvenirs for my wife and kid back home.
Sounds like you got a lot of free time on your hands, Dadushka.
When you're young, you feel like you have 1,001 different things that you need to get done. When you get around to my age, you'll learn that some free time never did any harm. Ah, the dead rise. Ugh.
How's it hanging, John?
Madame Lerna and Lord Viscount. Good, I was just about to have a chat with my dearly departed grandfather.
The hell happened to you anyway?
It's a bit of a long story. Are you getting along with your father?
Yeah, alright enough, I guess.
Father, did I miss something?
It's a bit of a long story.
Seriously? Oh, what happened, John? You managed to become chummier with Rosalind than me right under my nose?
We went to a makeout point.
Finally found you. Saintus! Miss Saintus.
Thermix? Leto, you're here too, perfect.
Me?
Lord Viscount, I hope you remember tonight's bonfire banquet by the lakeside. The one that will serve as a warm-up before tomorrow's ceremony. I had heard that you had been having your fill of scenic tours of Ureg lately. I feared you might have forgotten, which is why I decided to give you this little reminder.
Of course I remember. Worry not, for I shall definitely be there.
Will you be coming too, Leto? To the bonfire banquet? Sure, I'll come. And I believe this Trilby Asher is a friend of yours.
Yes, quite. As a friend of the Lord Viscount, naturally you two are a guest of Ureg. I hope that you will do me the honor of attending our humble banquet.
Whatever reason could I have to refuse an invitation from the Sanctus herself?
Very well, it's settled then.
My hands are a bit cold.
It's been so warm lately, and then today it's been pretty cold out. Bam, 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 bam.
I can only hope this mission won't prove to be a waste of time.
Had a bunch of like yeah, we had one like terribly hot day too.
Follow the plan.
Okay, sure that works. Don't think I mind doing this. Is he literally? Oh, he's literally in the spot. That's kind of nice. Oh, goodbye. I didn't want to leave him to die. That's a little sad.
I shall ensure the integrity of the law.
Let's go. As long as I can muster up the courage.
They're guilty. Will be punished. Your request is to be violated taboos hold no power.
So, let us sink into the night.
I guess I could do this, but then that's gonna free another one.
Probable hostiles in the snow.
I could do this one, maybe. Over there?
Stop moving.
Yeah, that didn't feel worth it. Oh, he's just hurting the sleeping guy. Interesting choice.
A fine choice.
Why are you doing that one?
Stop moving.
As long as I can help, please stay calm. It's a bit tricky, but as long as you give me some time.
I come from the shadows. Come out. Stop hiding.
Right. Do not disrupt my thought process.
Okay, Alicia. You get to go back there and try and gain me a bit more DP since I placed you in a bad spot before.
It won't be any use.
Rather rude. Leave my poor boy alone. I love him. Okay,
It won't be any use.
he might be good there. He can't heal there, but I don't think that really matters.
Stop moving.
This is warm.
Stronger dynamic. As startling as a tritone.
I see you.
Understood. Violated taboos hold no power.
I see you.
Watashi no seisou兵器は必ずやあなた様の望みを満たすで
He can take a little bit of the damage, which actually might help. That's fine. I don't know who was down there that died.
I'll go someplace else that needs more help.
Come out. Stop hiding.
Sweet.
Mission accomplished.
How long do you plan on sitting there?
He already knows of this place. He'll turn up sooner or later.
And what will you do once he turns up?
Kill him.
Murdering a foreign dignitary is a serious crime, you know.
We shall see.
Why do you go so far for Yureg's sake when you're not from Yureg yourself?
It is still considered for Yureg's sake. Is it still considered for Yureg's sake if it's Ensiotis' ambition?
Who can deny that up until now, despite him having his own lofty goals, but there is still a part of them that is for Yureg's sake.
Sort of praise is probably what he would least like to hear.
You still haven't answered my question, you know.
When Ensiotis once mentioned to me that perhaps Yranda truly existed, I thought to myself that one day I could fight these so-called gods with my own two hands. I see it was simply wishful thinking.
And why is that?
Ensiotis had already dropped that particular plan for one.
If he had stuck to it, do you think you could face down a goddess who just might really exist?
Perhaps. I can only find that sort of excitement during avalanches. If I ever had the opportunity, I would definitely give it a try.
Do you think you will win?
No, I've stood against the avalanche, but I've never once triumphed.
I understand. You're simply in it for the challenge. And you consider the matters that are happening in this land to be suitable for that purpose.
It's hardly as lofty as you think. This is just who I've grown to be, nothing more.
Very well said. You may head back now, Diggenbrecker. You will not find your battlefield here.
Is that what the Sanctus wills? Then forgive me for being unable to comply. I will decide my own battlefield.
And what if I said that is what Yranda wills?
I will then wonder why you're the one conveying Yranda's will.
I am the Sanctus's maid, after all.
So what you're saying is that the will of the Sanctus is the will of Yranda.
Rather that Yranda supports the great Sanctus' opinion on the matter. At least that is my guess.
She is so bad at hiding that she is... She's just like, yes. I'm not the actual goddess. Trust. Black Knight is no fool. Rather than searching all over for me, she will instead be watching over there. She knows that I will return, and return I must. If only I could return home alive. If I'd only guessed that this place would be the center of my worries. No, how could I have guessed? How could anyone have thought that Ensiotis had the brass courage to use an entire nation's faith as a pretense for his own schemes? It truly is someone that the Duke has wise to invest in. That Sanctus, is she really not aware of a single matter going on behind the scenes? And Deaconbreaker. She couldn't possibly be so single-minded as to have missed the forest with the tree. This is a rock.
Why have you come, traveler from afar?
I am but a man of steadfast faith, here to admire her visage.
She tires and wishes to rest for today. Come back tomorrow.
I had heard that Yranda welcomes believers from afar. Do you mean to say that is no longer the case?
The pious need not prove themselves, while the insincere need not waste their words.
You are not to take a step further today, says she.
And if I insist... The chubby Asher looks all about him. The main path by Lake Silberhernze is bustling with activity most days, and today is no exception, which is why it causes no amount of turned heads when he suddenly appears out of nowhere. Suddenly, he smacked himself in the face hard. Hey, where'd that guy pop up there? He's slapping himself in the face for no reason. Think he's some kind of lunatic? The chubby Asher takes no note of the people around him, simply turning his body in the direction of the statue of Urander. In imitation of those devout followers, he performs a quick gesture of prayer. Urander's blessing be upon you. This is the first time he has done such an act since stepping on this land. After doing so, he turns to leave without a moment's hesitation. He had not yet noticed that not too far away there was a pair of eyes watching his every move.
Deaconbricker isn't a very talkative woman, so she probably won't tell Annie about this, will she? I don't think I went too far either, did I? I've said this before, but staying a spectator is harder than it looks.
She sighs once more, then turns, looking every bit like a woman grumbling about the troublesome requests of her younger sister, before blending into the throng of people like she was never there. Oh, I'm receiving another phone call. 1 minute. These phone calls are what makes this stream longer. Okay. Now I had to say goodbye to my brother. I left my phone. That's fine, I don't need it. Stop right there. Hello, Captain. Who are you? Well, it's like this, see? There's going to be a banquet held by the Lake Silberhernze, right? I'm here to deliver the wine. Wine? Heard the news about that earlier. Come with me. I'll need to verify this. Alright, sure. Stand over there. Don't move. Pat him down. Alright. Whereas I'm just trying to drop off some drinks. Do we really need to do this whole song and dance? These are special circumstances, so I appreciate your cooperation. If you really are who you are, we will offer our deepest apologies later. I'm afraid that you two won't have the chance to do that. What? The Venturer presses down on a device hanging by his waist. The security cameras in the room begin to rotate wildly, as if possessed. There's another. Nice try. You're good. After the two Zagata fall over, the Venturer swiftly begins to operate the terminal. After he meddles with the terminal, the cameras in the corners of the room briefly halt before returning to their normal activity. My earlier investigations, I knew that Urag managed to get a previous Gen OS. It's got 2 fatal flaws. Recommend you upgrade to the latest generation when you can. Naturally, if Urag will become a part of Victoria, I'd provide one free of charge. The Venturer breathes a sigh of relief, then immediately doubles over. Ugh, looks like my wounds are about to reopen. The destructive power of the Black Knight is no joke. But she can hardly be everywhere at once. As for Urander, don't worry about that later. At least she didn't prevent me finding this place. He stands up again, ambling towards the nearby barrel of wine. The barrel is heavy, but as he draws close, it's immediately obvious that there's a distinct lack of scent of wine in the air. What was stored in the barrel was not wine, but metal. I had investigated the amount of metal Urag was procuring. At the time, it'll be at an issue with the numbers. But if, say, the metal was to be used in construction of a statue, it is not all put towards that purpose. Where then did the remaining metal go? Where is this metal in the barrels slated to go next? Huh! I said that while the Black Knight's fearsome, she's not as strong as to cut through steel like butter, and I was right. He turns back to operate the terminal once more. As his fingers unceasingly type away at the keyboard, various charts and diagrams continuously pop up on the screen above him. After a long, long while, he finally stands up. Anyways. There's still a few hours to go to the banquet, so allow me to give a quick inspection, Enciotis. Really so much of a fool that you would dare stand against Victoria.
So let me get this straight. You saw your father, and then you gave him a kick? Yep, felt real good. I wasn't that angry to begin with, but once I saw what he looked like, well, I assumed my pop would look like. But once I saw that he looked like what I assumed my pop would look like, I had the sudden urge to give him a real big kick. Ah, the girl! Speaking of which, I had the pleasure of meeting a patriarch Architos once when I just arrived in Urag. I haven't seen him since. If I had remembered how he'd looked, you wouldn't have had to wander around willy-nilly to find him. Hey, are you trying to say that I actually do look a lot like him? Well, now that I think about it more, thanks to that beard of his, even if I'd been drinking with him yesterday, I don't think it would have been that easy to notice. I told him already, that bearded look just isn't in these days. What if he shaved it off? Yeah? Oh, nothing, don't mind me. He's like, hey, look over there. It's a whole lot of burden beasts. Oh, the villagers from nearby are here too. I'm thinking that this will be a mighty fine night. Eh? That's a burden beast bumping its head against you. Oh, if it isn't my lovely Lily.
That girl ran over the moment she spotted you.
Good girl, good girl. Hey, Dadushka, this is that Lily you were talking about? Indeed, she was the first burden beast I met when I arrived in Urag. And she has become, dare I say, my dearest friend ever since I arrived. Oh, aren't you a little cutie pie? Oh, can I pet her? But of course, Lily's an affectionate girl. I think she likes you. Rosalind, it seems you really do have Urag blood in you. Well, she's licking me. Do you want to ride her? Can I? It should be alright, right, Leonis?
It's alright, kid.
Alright, help me up a bit, Dadushka.
Alright, grab onto my hand. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, Lily's really steady. I think I'll go on a stroll with her.
Go on ahead now. She sure is a lively little kid now, isn't she? You don't need to tell me. My daughter was the same at her age. Here, for you. This is some of our best cheese. Just finished ripening today. Remember that you were going to go back home pretty soon, so I whipped up this block just for you. I'd hoped I'd see you tonight, so I brought it along just in case. I appreciate the gesture, but are you sure it's alright? Doesn't your family need this cheese to sell? I'll think nothing of it. Help my family and our burden be plenty. I'd say that I owe you for medical expenses. So, yeah, consider this cheese your veterinary fee. Alright, if you insist. You couldn't ask for a better parting gift if you ask me. Truth be told, when you first showed up, pretty wary of you. But after the whole month with you, I feel like we're the best of buds. So, I'm not gonna get too mushy with you. Just remember that the next time you're in your egg, we'll always have space at the table for you at my farm. I will. I really will.
Ah, Leon. Are you acquainted with the Lord Viscount as well?
Oh, Saintus. Yes, Harold here has become a right celebrity in our little village.
I see. I hope that you and your burden beasts continue to enjoy yourselves.
Oh, please. Getting to meet the Saintus is plenty of joy for me already. This banquet sure is festive, Holy Saintus.
Indeed. Though there will be plenty of pomp and circumstance at the ceremony tomorrow, the populace at large will only be able to watch it via the news channels.
Yes. He is a barketing. Unfortunately, I don't think I can scrub his barking out of my playback, so he will bark in the video as well.
Which is why I arranged for this banquet to allow all of Ureg to enjoy the holiday cheer.
You truly are a great Saintus.
May I ask where the Trilby Asher might be?
He's a bit of a somber fellow, not a great lover of festivities. I would hardly say that, my lord. Try closing the door, but my mom might be calling me and not realize that I left my phone somewhere. I don't know where it is. She might be trying to get me to deal with it. I left my phone. Well, it is true I'm not a fan of festive crowds. That hardly has anything to do with my personality. I'm afraid that I was observing your egg's magnificent scenery and lost track of time. Do forgive me, Holy Saintus.
I'm glad to hear that you appreciate your egg's natural beauty. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's banquet just as much.
Indeed I will. Ah, that's right. Harold, I have some wine here. Does your friend here drink? Well, let's have a cup or two together. The Trilby Asher surreptitiously shares a hand signal with Harold. It's a military hand signal, indicating withdrawal. I'm terribly sorry, Leos. I'm afraid the drink will have to wait.
I'm back, Dadushka. Where'd he go?
He got pulled away by his friend in the black.
John? No way.
I do hope that you managed to enjoy yourself at tonight's banquet, my lord. I sure was, until you called me away. Good, because I do not think you will enjoy this next step. Out with it. There's a secret underneath your Anders statue at the heart of the Lake Silberhernze. The soldiers really hate the word secret, Mr. John Smith. Isn't your lot's job to figure out these sort of things rather than ours? Unfortunately, I have no way of solving this particular issue myself. Not words I expected to hear out of a Trilby Asher. I've run into a few obstructions. Wait, am I hearing you right? You failed? No. I am unable to ascertain what exactly is down there. The fact that I'm encountering resistance is proof that I'm on the right track. The Trilby Asher takes out a stack of loose papers from the inner recesses of his coat. Within that stack are photographs, assorted documents, and some handwritten notes. Harold takes a few to look at himself. Immediately, the smile on his face freezes. Goods loaded onto wine transport carriages. The true flow of the Orion supply train.